If you're in the junior mining space, you know the drill. You've got a fantastic project, but you need capital. And that hunt for funding, it usually drops you in the middle of a giant conference, just hoping for a lucky break. But what if you could change that game of chance into a science? Well, today, we're going to dive into how AI is doing exactly that.
I want you to picture it. You're walking for what feels like miles through a ridiculously crowded convention center. You're handing out business cards. You're trying to have a real conversation in a sea of thousands of faces. This is that old scattershot approach. Honestly, it's inefficient, it's super expensive, and for a junior mining exec, it's a huge gamble where your time and money are literally on the line. And this slide, well, it just nails the difference, doesn't it? The industry is making a huge leap from the old way, all about random encounters and just hoping for the best, to this new model of precision matchmaking. Instead of just relying on pure luck, this new way uses data to basically engineer the perfect meeting. It's a strategy built to solve this exact problem. So what is this big solution? It's an AI-powered platform. And it's designed to completely reimagine the entire networking model. And listen, don't think of this as just some minor upgrade. This is a fundamental change in how capital actually meets opportunity in the mining world. The real power behind a system like this, it all comes down to data. And this number, over 600, this is the number of different investment criteria the AI can analyze for every single profile. We're talking commodity interests, project stage, geographic focus, funding capacity. I mean, the level of detail here is just immense. So what is this thing really? Well, it's an AI platform called Grip. But don't think of it like some simple contactless. It's more like an intelligence engine. It sifts through all that detailed data we just talked about to find these really nuanced connections. You know, the kind of perfect matches that a person could so easily miss in a giant crowd. And this context really drives home why this kind of technology is so necessary. I mean, with over 6,000 people all in one place, trying to manually find the right investor is like looking for a needle in a haystack. The AI's job is to cut right through all that noise, find that needle for you, and make sure your precious time is spent on connections that are actually going somewhere. Okay, so how does this engine actually work? Let's pull back the curtain and take a look at the step-by-step process that turns all this raw data into super high-value meetings. And it all starts the moment you register for the event. The whole process is actually pretty straightforward. First, both the miners and the investors fill out these really detailed profiles. That's the fuel for the AI. Then, the algorithms get to work, analyzing all that data to find the best possible matches. But here's the key. Users can review all these suggestions and schedule their meetings before the event even starts. So you literally arrive with a plan, ready to go with a schedule full of high-potential, targeted conversations. So, that's the theory. But what does this actually look like in practice, on the ground, during the conference itself? Let's dig into the real-world impact and the tangible benefits this system delivers when it's put into action. The practical advantages here are just huge. Pre-scheduling gets rid of all the guesswork, for sure. But the real power comes from the targeted preparation. When you know exactly who you're meeting, you can create a customized pitch. The system even makes room for a little bit of serendipity with real-time suggestions for new meetings. And at the end of the day, this whole approach is about turning an expensive conference trip into a measurable investment with a clear return. And this quote, this just says it all. The core idea is to transform those generic, one-size-fits-all pitches into truly focused discussions. It's all about making sure that every single conversation is tailored to a specific investor's actual interests. And that shift from quantity of interactions to the quality of the discussion is what makes this whole thing so incredibly effective. You know what's really cool, though? The innovation isn't just digital. The conference itself is physically designed to make these connections happen. They put the Junior Mining Showcase right next to the investor lounge. So it creates this natural flow where an investor can see a promising exhibit and then immediately just step into a quieter space for a serious conversation. It's just smart, seamless design. All right, so let's zoom out. What does all this mean for the bigger picture? Because this technology is way more than just a clever conference tool. It's really a glimpse into the future of how capital is going to be accessed across the entire mining industry. What we're really looking at here is more than just a better conference tool. It's a potential blueprint. These principles of data analysis and algorithmic matchmaking, they're not just limited to a 4-day event. This model could very well be hinting at how investor relations and capital raising are managed all year round in the very near future. So, this new approach leads to some pretty clear strategic advice. First off, you've got to maximize your profile. The AI is only as good as the data you feed it, so be detailed. Second, your preparation needs to be about precision, not just volume. Your generic pitch won't cut it anymore. And finally, you have to embrace the tech. The companies that really master these tools are going to have a serious competitive advantage.
And that just leaves us with a really fascinating final thought. We've just seen how AI can orchestrate the perfect multi-million-dollar handshake at a conference. So the question now is, what other fundamental parts of business, we're talking sales, hiring, partnerships, you name it, what's next in line to be completely transformed by this kind of intelligent matchmaking? It's a pretty exciting future to think about.